Hey guys, it's Michelle. How are you? Good morning to you. I wanted to have a quick convo with you before I get on a call with some amazing women. But the question remains, are you guys being frightful in fear, or are you being fearless in faith? So frightful in fear or fearless in faith. So those are the questions that are kind of on my mind today. And so let's talk about those a little bit. So, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to tell you a story. So, I have no idea how old I was. No idea. But what I know is that my grandmother and my grandfather loved to dance. They loved to dance. They loved to embrace and move their bodies. It was the coolest thing ever to watch. When the music would come on, you could see Grandma get that groove in her soul and look at Grandpa, and he would just know to stand up, ask her for her hand, and they would go out on that dance floor and just do their thing. It was so fun to watch. Well, at one point, and when you guys come on, drop your name, where you're calling from in the comments. I would love to know you're here, where you're calling from. But the next thing is, I have no idea how it was, but I know it was Elks Lodge, Scottsbluff, Nebraska. We were at something, and the waltz came on, the music to the waltz, and everybody danced except for Grandpa and Grandma. And I was like, what's the problem? And Grandpa said, I don't know how to waltz. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know how to waltz. And again, I have no idea how old I was, but my guess is Grandpa probably knew how to waltz. But I said, Grandpa, I'm going to teach you how to waltz. And he was like, okay. And so I grabbed his hand, and I stood up, grabbed his hand like he'd done with Grandma all those years, and that I'd watched them do this at different events. And I was like, would you like to dance? And he's like, of course I'd love to dance. And oh, my alarm's going off. Hold on. Alarm city. Hold on. The story will continue. But I have to. Hi, Michael Plone. How are you? So there's my bike, everyone. Woot woot. So isn't it cool? Look at my bike. Okay, back to the story. So Grandpa and Grandma. Hold on, I see something I need to fix here. Okay, Grandpa and Grandma. So I stood up and said, put my hand out and I said, would you like to dance? And Grandpa, of course, said, I'd love to dance, but would you teach me? And I said, of course I'd teach you. So the music would come on, and I would stand opposite him, like you and I are opposite each other now. And I would, hi Steve Gaither, and I would move my feet, to the waltz movements, and I'd be like, Grandpa, these are the moves. And then I was like, okay, now you do the moves. And so there's a moral to this, so stay with me. So I would do the waltz moves, and then Grandpa would do the waltz moves. And then I was like, okay, Grandpa, I put my hand out again. I was like, would you dance with me? And he's like, of course I'll dance with you. So then he put his arms around me because I was leading him at that point. Or I probably put my arms around him because I was teaching him the moves. And that's kind of the way that life goes sometimes, is sometimes you have to lead and sometimes you have to follow. And so with our arms around each other, we did the waltz steps together, and he still couldn't get it. He just there was a brain body disconnect. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you just have the brain body disconnect. And so I was like, okay, Grandpa. And I had to be pretty small at this point. And I was like, what you need is a really good teacher. And he was like, all right, you're right, I do. And so I turned around, faced my back to his front, and I stood on his feet, and I said, we're going to act like our feet are tied together, and we're going to move as one. And so I would count out the steps, and I would help him get the timing right with his brain and his body. And sometimes in life, we need someone to stand on our feet and help us get the rhythm of our mind, body, and soul. Sometimes we need that. And so finally, Grandpa did get the waltz. And so every single time, hi, Owen. So every single time the waltz would come on, I would stand up and I'd reach out my hand and I'd say, Grandpa, would you like to dance? And every single time, that was our song. So Grandpa and I waltzed. That's what we did. So he was my dance partner. And I will never forget the morals to that story is that sometimes we want to dance, we just don't know how. Thank you, Owen. Good morning to you too. So sometimes we want to, we just don't know how. Sometimes people can be teaching us and we're just not getting it. That does happen. And then sometimes you need someone to put their arms around you, and sometimes they need to step for you, right? Sometimes until you can get it. But once you do it enough, you then become a master. And so I will be happy to tell you that this is how I learned to be an awesome network marketer, is that I followed those same exact steps. And I would first learn a little bit. I had the desire to want to do it. Hi, Paul Van Devon. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. I wanted to be an amazing person. I wanted to have products and services that would change people's lives. I wanted to be a mom that stayed at home with my daughter, having enough income to provide. I wanted it. I just didn't know how. And so what I did is I found someone who'd already done it. And I found a mentor and I said, please show me what you've done. And I let them tell me what to do, right? And I maybe got it a little bit, but I had to be like, no, I'm not getting this. Please help me. And they would be like, you are really not getting this. Let me help you. So they would step and I would follow. And sometimes our feet were tied together for sure, because there were some times that were great and there were other times that were not. But in the end, what I learned was an invaluable skill. If you stick with it long enough, with the right mentors and the right desire and the right passion and the right purpose, you will succeed. And so, I think it's a really great thing, whether you're learning to ride, a bike and do bike races, which I'm so excited about my bike, or you are learning to build income from home. No, it's not going to be pretty at first. And guys, I, for many, many years, had a spouse that wanted me to make money, but didn't love all the phone calls and didn't love all the meetings and didn't love all the personal development, and they didn't love all of that stuff. Hi, Rochelle, how are you? So sometimes it has to be bumpy before you can soar. So again, I'm going to ask the question, are you being frightful in fear right now? And it doesn't have to be about being a network marketer, you guys. It could just be about life. With everything that's going on with the virus, are you being frightful in fear, or are you being fearless in faith? Yesterday, I was frightful in fear, no question. I've had some loss in my business, and as you guys know, I'm a single mom, and I was freaking out yesterday. And then I called a friend, and I said, in fact, I lashed out at someone. Not lashed out, but I would say that I reacted to something that I didn't need to react to. It didn't take my energy, didn't need my energy, but I gave it my energy. Does that make sense? And then I lost it with a friend. Not lost it like yell at them, but lost it like I was frightful in fear. And about what's going to happen tomorrow's. And what my girlfriend said to me was like, okay, have you done this step, this step, this step? And I was like, no. And she said to me, then that's your next job. Which is what she said to me was the same thing that I said to my grandfather. This, grandfather, is your next step in the dance, right? So all my girlfriend told me was, this is the next step in the dance. So guys, I'm gonna, whether you're, again, waltzing or biking or building a business or just trying to survive right now, just know that this is going to be okay. And that in the end, we are going to be fearless in faith. Through this time, we will say, we lived through this. Our children will say, this will go down in history, in the history books of our world. And we're going to be able to say that we danced. So I'm just going to encourage you today when today I'm being fearless in faith and knowing that it's going to work out okay. So if I can uplift you when you need me, if I can lead when you need me to lead, and guys, when I can't lead, I would like you to lead. So because there's a place for everybody to lead and there's a place for everybody to follow. It's a matter of, are you going to do the dance? So with that, I hope that was helpful to someone today. And just know I love you. God bless you. And let's have an amazing day. And let's not worry about tomorrow. Let's do today. So do what you have to do today. Listen to the music of your life. Take the right steps. Be your best person. And you are going to see that in the end, yeah, we dance. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.